Have you seen the comet? It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Similkameen Spotlight. How the Hong Kong protests led to the downfall of a renowned Canadian jeweler. CBC.ca. Oppo announces 125W tech that charges phones in 20 minutes. The Verge. UAE postpones Mars mission again due to weather at Japan launch site. Investing.com. A spate of bank runs breaks out in China, fueled by social media. Yahoo Canada Finance. Samsung Galaxy S20 Lite release date, price, news and leaks. TechRadar. The Moon is younger than we believed. Aviation Analysis Wing. Xbox Series 10, what's velocity architecture all about? Microsoft explains. GameSpot. Kobo's $99.99 Nia is its new entry-level e-reader. The Verge. COVID-19, BC residential real estate rebounds despite government fears. Vancouver.